All right, in this tutorial we're going to take a look at creating an orthographic or multi-view drawing of the hinge base. Now that my mechanical design class that you have created your title block and set it as a template, hopefully this process is starting to go a little bit smoother. As I have the part open in the design, I want to make a drawing of this design. And we want to use the template that we have created. You should be looking for a little T in the bottom left-hand corner of the preview. It's on A size paper, 11 by 8.5, and we're going to hit OK. So being that we are using the template, our default settings that we created, the information in the title block, all the boxes and the text boxes that we have customized or created should already be there. When using Fusion 360, the initial view that we put in is what's known as the parent view. And for what we're doing right now, we are putting in the front view, because the front view projects to both the top and the right side. So here is my default title block, and your name's already in here. And being that I have this one open, my front view, if I created this correctly in terms of view orientation in the part file, matches up. Right now it is a quarter scale. This isn't the first one that we've done. I'm going to look to change the scale to 1 to 2 initially. This will save me from having to come back and change the scale, but we could do that. So as I place this initial view, my parent or my front view, I'm going to also change the fact that I am going to show hidden lines. And I'm going to hit OK. Sorry, let's change that to hidden lines without the solid shading. Now when I come up to the drawing views, I can now use my projective view. I want to select the parent view, and as I drag straight up and to the right, I am getting my projected views as well as an isometric if I go up at an angle to this upper right hand corner. And I have created my 3 views. I can change their placement. We do want to shoot for equal spacing in between the views. The isometric view, having this one be shaded, I think would work better since we can print in color. But I am going to separate this from the parent view. I'm going to make this a scale set smaller. It is just there for reference. We will need to add a dimensioning note, so that frees up a little space here as well. There are some circles. Probably one of the next things I want to do is put in some center marks. Center mark is here in your toolbar. You have a couple of circles. They just snap right to them. And some center lines. By picking the 2 opposing lines, we can create our center lines. And for the drilled hole, this edge and this edge will create a center line. So I have my center lines in, I have my center marks in. From here is a matter of dimensioning. When dimensioning holes, holes are always dimensioned in diameter, not radius. So I'm going to snap my diameter dimensions on, stay with the same tool so I don't have to switch back and forth. This one is an arc, just realized. It is not a complete circle. That will be a radius dimension. And so will this one be a radius dimension. Our fillets, which are dimensioned in radius, will be dimensioned later on. Now, there are multiple fillets for these 1/8 inch radii. This one here and this one here are only used one time, and they are larger fillets. For this one, we're going to dimension them. These other fillets that we used, we're going to put them off to the note as being the casting fillets. Angular measurements, there are two. I tried to mention this one actually on the part, and I am aware that this is a hidden line, but without creating a section view, this is really the only placement for the 60-degree angle. I know that we are dimensioning to a hidden line, and that's one of our dimensioning rules, but this is your best option for this part. We will dimension this hidden line again, just based on the part itself. And we're going to put quite a few dimensions here across the bottom and line these up. We do want to try to place our dimension text in between the arrowheads. We should easily fit this one. Just drag the text and place it in between the extension lines or in between the arrowheads. Another linear dimension here in the front is the distance, vertical distance down. And again, this is one that we can move the dimension in between the arrowheads and it fits quite nicely. I now have a little interference with this leader line. I am going to adjust its placement so there's no interference there. What other dimensions do I need? At this distance from here to here is 0.75. Again, another one that can move in between the arrowheads quite easily. And a distance from the front, sorry, it is in the front view from here to here. See if I can move this somewhere better. I think this pretty much takes care of the front view. Nope, let's put our overall dimension from the center to the edge. That should really take care of the front view in terms of dimensioning. To the right side, width, be a good place to start. This dimension of 0.75 and this dimension could be taken in the top view as well. But we're going to have quite a few more dimensions here in the top. Hole placement, vertical and horizontal. We've already set the diameter. And this one can move inside. Actually, that might be about it here in the top. 60-degree angle, 1 inch back. We do have a tolerance. This 1 inch diameter hole is on the upper side of the tolerance. If we double click, we can come in here and modify the dimension text. So I want a diameter I want to add a symbol for diameter of 0.998 to 1.000. I am modifying this text. The leader line stays there. That is to dimension the tolerance. You need an overall height dimension. This would be a good one to place in the right side. A little crowded now. Another way I can fix the crowding is to actually move the views. If I just move this one over a little bit, eliminate some of the crowding. I do need to adjust to have equal spacing in between the views. Lastly, I need to make a dimensioning note for rounds and fillets. You're adding a text box in this upper right hand corner. Dimension text needs to match I prefer to center justify it. This part has both rounds and fillets in all capital letters. That are a radius of 0.125. We can adjust its placement by dragging it. Next, we need to edit the title block. By selecting on the title block, I get the option to edit. This is the Hinge base. ANSI. We use a scale of 1 to 2 for the top, front, and right side views. This we've already changed. I'm using my default template. Yours has already been changed to A size. Your name's already here. And a due date of Wednesday, which is the 30th. Sorry, you're not in class on that day. I'm thinking about Friday the 2nd. I am done editing the title block. We are now ready to print this when you are in class and submit it.